You're feeling insecure about this connection, but they like you too. This is somebody that you've had actual conversations with. Like, I'm talking like phone calls, or like probably even hung out in person, maybe even gone out on dates. Like, you might have known them for a while. I feel like there's a friendship that's been building between the two of you, but there's definitely also flirtation. But the reason that it seems like you're feeling insecure about whether they actually like you is the two of you come from kind of like different groups of people in some way. That could be like just the people that you would have hung out with, like your friend groups are very, very different and wouldn't really like overlap much. And not because like they just don't know each other, but because like they just wouldn't normally like hang out together for whatever reason. Maybe you have very different like socioeconomic backgrounds, maybe very different religious backgrounds, maybe you could be interracial. Like, there's just things that make you kind of coming from like different worlds. You could literally even be coming from like 2 different countries. And it seems like I kind of get the sense that both of you think that the other person is out of your league for a reason, but neither of you are. It's almost just that like it's kind of comparing apples and oranges. Like, you're in 2 different leagues, but not 2 unequal leagues. You both also have very unique things that you can offer this connection. Like, maybe one of you is more like book smart and one of you is more street smart, or one of you is like really spiritual and one of you is really like logical, or like it's just this like very like complementary kind of interaction. But I also feel like you are both surprised that the other person would be attracted to you, maybe again because there's just like these differences, like an apple being attracted to an orange. That's kind of the vibe. I was getting the song Kiss Me, which is by Sixpence None the Richer, but I literally had to look up that it was by Sixpence None the Richer, and then I noticed that I looked it up like right at 6. So the number 6 seems to be very significant to this connection for some reason. That could be, you know, June, it could be a date, it could be like, there's some reason that the number 6 is very important to this connection. Like, it has meaning to you. You'll figure that out. Then I was just listening to the song while I was enjoying the twilight outside. And literally then there was the lyric like milky twilight, and I was like, what the heck? So I also feel like that's a little sign or synchronicity for you. Like, if you see what you would call like a milky twilight, maybe in the next 6 days, let's say, sign for you. Then the signs just started coming. So I have so many additional synchronicities for you. So one is that this is actually just like another little random side download. Your heels are like pretty cracked right now and you could probably use some heel balm. Sorry. I was also getting like a daisy. That might be a sign or synchronicity for you. And then that you like needed to use a printer, or you're gonna need to use a printer like in the next like 24 hours, or like in the most recent 24 hours. I have lots more to tell you about this adorable connection, so let's go to a part 2. This little like blossoming love connection is honestly, it's so cute. Like, it's just, I just want to be like, aw. I wonder if even maybe this person or you recently have like texted each other like, aw, like it's like giving that vibe. It's really cute, but you both are feeling a little bit insecure about how much the other person likes you. And I was getting the song Kiss Me by Sixpence None the Richer, and so when I looked it up, I noticed the album cover and I was like, I'm gonna put a picture of it, and I was like, okay, this some like old art. I started to look it up, and when I went to look it up, I was like, wait a second. I kind of actually stopped looking it up, I'm realizing, but I realized like it kind of looks like tarot cards. There's like the lovers, and then this other side, it's like the girl looks like she's just insecure, which is totally what I'm talking about. And then there's like the man, or the masculine in this picture looks like the Knight of Wands, like he literally is like holding fire. And I was like, okay, that's so interesting. And then when I sat down to start the reading and I was shuffling my deck, guess who's on the bottom of the deck? The Knight of Wands. I was like, okay, this is really cute. I really do like this connection. The Knight of Wands is somebody who is very interested, who has desire. And I know that you're wondering, like, do they actually like me? Like, you know, do we like each other? And this does really seem like a sign that you do both like each other. I do have initials for this reading, and I'm really feeling like both your first initial and their first initial should be here. If your last initials are here, also like cool, that's just bonus. But I really feel like both your initial and their initial should be in this list. Okay, so I'm getting M, P, J, BDLNSFRC. Also, just a side note that if your initials aren't there, like the signs and stuff aren't matching up, that doesn't mean that the person on your mind doesn't like you. It just means that you aren't, like, your energy isn't channeled into the collective that I'm reading for right now. And this reading just isn't for you. It doesn't mean anything else. So, like, don't go too far into like the way that you interpret tarot. I think that's really important, and I'm trying to do more of like teaching people discernment on here. I feel like that's my job as a trauma-informed intuitive tarot reader. And so, by the way, if you do ever need a personal reading about what's going on with you, because it is hard for you to discern like whether a tarot reading is for you or not, you can always book me at the link in my bio. I don't reach out to you, so please don't get scammed. I asked Spirit about that energy of this connection, and I see the 7 of Stars and the Sun card, and so it is like something that is building, and like it is worth nurturing, because you're gonna get to this place of like more joy. This feels very happy, like I was saying at the beginning, like this feels very adorable. Like the words like adorable, cute, like it just feels really sweet. I honestly really like this energy, so I'm gonna spend more time with it. Let's go to a part 3. You and this person definitely like each other, and so I wanted to ask what your energy looks like in this connection, what their energy looks like in this connection, and then what it looks like together. This is like a lot of times the type of questions that I would ask in like a personal love tarot reading. You can always book a personal reading with me at the link in my bio. So I'm seeing for you, I have the Strength card, the Chariot card, and the 3 of Crystals came out. To me, it's like you've really been working on recovering from past wounds about like not being enough. I think on the outside, people see you as being very brave, and that like they wouldn't think that you would have these types of insecurities. I think you do have some like quirks to you. Maybe you have some very like kind of niche interests, and you're cool with that, but you also know that you're just not gonna be everybody's cup of tea. You're really becoming braver about just like being truly who you are. You want to be very authentic to who you are. Like that's really important to you. Like you want to be authentic to who you are, but at the same time, then it makes you sometimes wonder if like somebody really would truly like you for who you really are. So people on the outside think that you are like so confident, just like marching to the beat of your own drum and stuff like that. But inside, that is something that you regularly have to kind of like reassure yourself about. And so I think that's maybe why you're feeling a little bit insecure about whether this specific person actually really likes you. Then for their energy, and honestly, when this came out, I was like, I honestly wish I was recording, because I talked about how the Knight of Wands was significant, and then the Knight of Wands came out again. So I have the Emperor, the Knight of Wands, and the Tower. There is so much Aries energy here, so much Mars energy here, okay, because the Tower is actually a Mars card, and the Emperor is Aries, and Mars rules Aries, and then this is also, the Wands is like also like a Aries and Mars energy, so that might also be significant for this person. They don't have to be like an Aries sun, they just might have lots of Aries placements in their chart, but the way that the Emperor came out, it was like crossed, and so to me, it's like this person also has some insecurities. Like they might show themselves as like being super strong in this like, you know, this Emperor energy, but that's not always how they feel either, but they are definitely interested in you. And I feel like with the Tower, I do feel like mostly this was trying to tell me like there's like a lot of Mars energy. Like they're a very action-oriented person, and they do want to take action towards you is really what I feel like is coming here. And I feel like they also want to like break down your walls and your barriers that you might have. You might have some walls and barriers towards them for some reason. And then I asked what it looks like in the connection between you, and I literally was like, why wasn't I recording this? I was just trying to save time so that you didn't have to watch me shuffle, but I got the 10 of Cups that came flying out, and I was like, are you kidding? This is so beautiful, and it really just fits with like how I said, as we had the Sun card in part 2, it's like this like really beautiful, adorable, sweet energy. This is like radiating bliss and joy. And I do see with the Star card, it's like both of you are kind of like really allowing yourselves to be seen in this connection, and being more vulnerable, and that creates more of a genuine, authentic connection. Like the way that you'll really know that you really both do actually like each other is by being your real self and not hiding parts of yourselves. So I really like that, and I just, yeah, this feels like a really, really sweet connection.